Well, hello, and welcome back to the Spirit of Watercolor with Linda. Welcome to my studio again. And yes, after doing the part 1 and 2 of the dry brush technique with you all, I realized that if I'm going to add new techniques where there's different water control, I'm so much into wet on wet, but now that I'm doing dry brush as a I really love it, and so, but it takes much less water on your brush, and I thought, how can I control that more? And I remember back in, I don't know if it was college, when I was in college or after that, when I was instructing at the art center, but somewhere along the line, and I think it was Zoltan Szabo, who was an artist I used to follow. I have a couple of his books that we should look at for our August Artist of the Month, maybe. But what he did was he used this as his blotter. What is that? That looks so familiar. It's a toilet paper roll. It may seem odd, but I actually had my students bringing these to help them blot, and I'll show you. You don't just use it straight like this. What you do is you take paper towel, okay, and you roll a few, I don't know, 3 or 4 of these, and then you just fold it long ways, okay? So that you have something that's about the width of your toilet paper roll. This is really cool, guys. And I'm excited to do this again. I guess I don't know, I stopped doing it somewhere along the line, don't know why, but I've been just going through paper towel and going through paper towel to blot. But what this does is you use this for a long time. So it's not, it saves you money, okay? And you can tape it, or you know, whatever, to keep it like this. I'm going to actually take some tape and tape that now. Let's just grab anything that works here. I do have to go out and buy a roll of masking tape pretty soon. I use this more than my other tapes, even though there's, you know, artist tapes that are great, or whatever you want to do. But masking tape for me is the right width for around my borders for me. You can get this in widths too, so. And then I will just tape that down so it's not going anywhere. Okay. If you want, you can press these sides down. I don't know if that's actually necessary. Nah, it's not. And then we have our blotter. Okay, now we take our paint when we're painting, and I've got this thick, there we go, I'm gonna get my brush wet. And then we can, you know, go into our paints here. And since I'm not sitting right at my desk, I'll kind of just do this. And then you can get in your color, get your paint color in here, okay? And then, oh, you've got to try this. It's really wonderful. And so then even if you, now this is the really cool part, even if you've got paint on here and then you think this is too wet, I'm getting too diluted. If you just press this into your roll, oh, see, there was some color left on my paintbrush from before. And that's the other thing it does, by the way. It helps you to know if your brush is clean or not. You can just do this whenever you're getting ready to paint and you want to use this brush, but maybe you forgot to clean it. And then you just press that out and you go, oh, and then you can see a lot of water soaks down from there into the toilet paper roll. Isn't this amazing? And then, you know, I really clean this out, make sure it's clean. But also, the biggest news on this, which was what I was going to say at first, was that it will take the water right away and soak that up, but it won't take all your paint out of your brush. If you really load the brush, but you just have too much water and you press it in, you're going to keep most of that paint, and it's going to make it more concentrated paint, you know, more paint than water. And then you can come across. This is so great for water control. You can decide how much, you know, by how much pressing you're doing, and then, you know, use a sample sketch pad and just get it where you like it. Okay, so this is a quick tip. It's a wonderful tip, and I'm just really glad that I remembered it, because I was going to just go ahead and do this and get mine ready for my next painting, but I realized I need to share this with you too. It's a wonderful tip or trick, or whatever you want to call it, because it really does save you on the, I've been just blowing through paper towel, and that's because I do need to control the water, but you just can't soak it up like you do with this. And you can just leave this right next to your tubs of water and your paints, and it's just part of your watercolor supplies. So there you go. I hope that was helpful. Please don't be embarrassed to use this. I know people in my class were like, oh my gosh, really? This is a requirement of this class? Well, no, it wasn't. It was optional, but I highly recommend it. So I hope you will try that. And if you like this video, you know what to do, and please subscribe because we're going to go now. And I like this artist of the month. I was just thinking, who should be our artist, oh, maybe of the week or 2 weeks. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I love that particular artist, and this brought me back to him and the things I've learned from him. So we can talk about him. I've got 2 or 3 of his books. So let's do that, and then we'll get inspired again for maybe the month of August, and we'll go from there to doing some paintings our own style but inspired by what he does. Okay, glad you could join me, and I'll see you on the next video real soon. Namaste.